welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video. If you are new here, hit that subscription button below and turn on the notification bell so you get that every single time I upload a video. Welcome back to an old familiar space. I figured that since we're gonna be talking about pay transparency, we would switch locations. Why not? And so today I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to be talking about my fees, my rates as an influencer, because I don't know why it's so hush hush. I don't know why we're not trying to help all of us get to the bag. And this is how brands win. It's very similar to, when we're hush hush about salaries at work. All right, so I'm filming this video. What day is today? March 6th. This video is probably not going to come out until late April. So those fees, those rates may have gone up by that time that you're seeing it. But we're going to talk about where our fees are now, and we're going to talk about how I got there, and really just open up the line of conversation around a discussion that is still very taboo on the internet. So we're going to start off with Instagram. So currently right now I have about 86,000 followers on Instagram. I have a very good amount of engagement. My reels often get over 20 to 30,000 views, and I have over six or seven reels that have reached over 1 million views. And so with that, and with the high level of production and editing, I charge $4,500 for one Instagram reel. And we're going to get into that in a second. For an Instagram in-feed post, which is just an image, I charge $3,500 because obviously it takes a lot less production than creating an Instagram reel. And for IG stories, I currently charge $500 for the 3 to 5 range, which is often what times in campaigns and sponsorships, what they will ask, an Instagram story of 3 to 5. They're usually not going to ask you for one Instagram story. So if a company comes to me and asks me they want an Instagram reel, they want IG story, and they want an in-feed post, it's going to cost them almost 10 grand. And before you, oh my God, she's not even using her brain. I know how people get around social media influencers, and we're not gonna do that today, right? So that's the fees that I charge for Instagram. When I used to do IGTVs, which Instagram has kind of phased out, it was almost similar, around $4,000, again because less production than the IG reel, even though it might be a longer time frame, right? So IG reels usually about 15 to 45 seconds, whereas an IGTV would be 60 seconds and up. However, IG reels take a lot more editing and all that stuff. Y'all have seen them. Y'all have seen my reels. Y'all know what effort goes into that. And that's how we came into that. When we go over into TikTok, I have about 40,000 followers on TikTok. So I'm currently charging $1,500 a video. Again, very similar to IG Reels. A lot of time, energy, and effort goes into creating TikToks, even the 15-second ones, even 7-second TikToks, right? With editing and all that cool stuff that goes into it, it takes a lot of time. So time is really what companies are paying me for, because I want to make your brand look cool. I want to make sure that I'm, producing something that I am very proud to stand behind. And oftentimes, if I can't create that level of production, then I have to outsource, right? Because I have an editor. Shout out to Jonah, who edits my YouTube videos, right? So I have to pay my editor. Besides Instagram and TikTok, of course, there are other forms of content. You're watching here on one. For YouTube, I charge $2,500 a video. YouTube, I do pay someone else, like I said, to edit my videos. So I have to make sure that I'm covering my time, right? It's not just, okay, I, put on a outfit, put on some makeup, did my hair. I have to also do research. I have to make sure that what I'm saying is factual before I bring it on here to you. I am paying for my editor. I am paying for all sorts of other things in order to bring great level of content to my audience, right? So that is why we have the $2,500 for YouTube. When it comes to blog posts, I also charge $2,500 for a blog post. My blog gets about 100 to 150,000 views on average per month. And so obviously that is a huge audience that people are going to be tapping into if they want me to write a blog about their specific product or their brand or whatever it is. The last thing that I often do in order, to pay the influencer bills are speaking engagements. So my speaking engagement fee starts at $2,500 for the hour. Now I know that seems like, girl, what? No. So $2,500 is if you want me to come sit on a panel, or if you want me to come onto an interview for your event where you're going to be preparing and asking me questions. That price obviously goes up if I have to prepare a deck, right? So if I'm the main speaker, the headline speaker, if I have to present information, if I have to take off from work, right? Because I still am a 9-to-5 hottie, I still work full time. And so I have to make sure that if I have to take off from my job, that is going to be financially worth it, right? Fiscally worth missing a day of work in order to be at this speaking engagement. Now, there are a couple of websites and, you know, these things that calculate how much you should be charging. I don't use those. Because they are quite low, and I don't know about y'all, but when I'm up till 4 or 5, 6 o'clock in the morning editing to get, you know, things out there, I like to be paid for my time. So the things that are factored into how much I charge, besides my engagement, besides the size of my audience, what I charge is based off of what I have to outsource, how much of my time is being used, and what level of production has to be completed, right? It's going to be very different if I'm just coming on speaking to camera on, you know, things based off of my opinion, as opposed to if I have to do research, if I have to go on location, if I have to do all these sorts of things, if I have to commute. All of that gets factored in because it is not just a one-stop shop. I am a team. There are people I have to pay. I would like to pay myself as well, right? So that all goes into it. So before anyone says, oh my God, these influencers are charging so much, honestly and truly, we have, I was looking at this video in marketing about how Vogue charges $40,000 or $50,000 for an ad for 150,000 people viewing it per month, right? Their size of their audience on a monthly basis. $50,000? I think $5,000 are getting off on a steal, right? And I do think that a lot of the conversation around influencer costs, and when people are like, oh my God, it's so expensive, they're not really doing anything, it is because the influencer world is still very dominated by women. And I find that a lot of times, anything that's dominated by women, they like to shortchange, right? Think about teachers, think about nurses, think about all the amounts of money that are poured into male-dominated industries, male-dominated fields. And then when we get into teaching or we get into influencer world, oh my God, they're complaining about money. So I don't stray away from talking about money, as y'all know on this channel, and I'm not ashamed about how much I charge. And like our good friend DJ Khaled has said, yesterday's price is not today's price. The price goes up. I have been in the blogger influencer world since 2013. So I am a trusted voice. My audience trusts me. So if you want to buy a space in my audience, if you want me to promote something to my audience, I have to make sure it's worth my time. I have to make sure that it is worth the experience in order to present this information to them. So that's how much I charge. If you would like to learn more about charging, about negotiating with brands, working with brands, campaigns, things like that, I do have a From Basic to Brand Marketing course. It is phenomenal, if I do say so myself. And it walks you really through how to create a content strategy, how to market yourself, how to negotiate brand deals. I have made, and we're 8 weeks into the year, at this point, I have made a little over $18,000 in brand sponsorships, negotiating my worth, and I give you the scripts to do the exact same thing. So that link is in, I was gonna say bio, but this is Instagram. That link is in the little box below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.